roof balcony over the strip, checking out the freaks below. It was a very good night to get a grip of falling to my own creep show. Dangling like some drool from a mad dog's mouth, dying for some sympathy. I heard a sweet young voice calling up my way.
Hey everybody, welcome back to, hey, we got an echo there, huh? Could we get that, what's going on with that echo? Okay. Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Paint TV. I'm your host, John Kilduff. Got an exciting night ahead, a store for us, in store. And speaking of store, I went to the store, supermarket, and I got this bartlett pear from Argentina, and I thought this would be a perfect thing to paint for us today. Isn't that beautiful? Summer fruit is here, from Argentina. Yeah. Okay, so the idea here on Let's Paint TV is, as you all know, every Wednesday nights, is we love to throw down the paint, we love to fail and then succeed, and then, you know, we're not afraid to fail, and we love to use big brushes. We like to put the paint down. We like to just get going, ignite the surface, all those kind of good stuff, huh? All that kind of stuff. Good stuff. Okay. All right, so now I usually have a white canvas here, but today I put paint on it already, so I wanted to get the camera so we avoid the shine problem. We've had shine problems with the painting, and people go, what's going on? I can't see the painting. Okay, so that's why it's already got paint on there. But let's just, again, ignite the canvas. Let's get some paint on there, huh? So that's what we're doing. Now this silly thing always seems to want to not work for me. Okay, there, that's it. Gotta shore up the lines or something, yeah? Okay. Okay, so here we go. We just kind of get it in there. It's already kind of been worked over a little bit, so that's not so imperative that we get paint everywhere. It's already there, right? We like our rags, so here's my rag, okay? Now, I see my bartlett pear, and we can do a little thing like that, but I kind of know what it is. There's nothing tricky to crop this. I mean, that's what it is. There's no extra stuff to really be concerned about. So I know it's going to be pretty much be in the center of this canvas. So here we go. We're going to just kind of go for the negative outlines of the shape. Okay, we're just going to erase with our rag the paint that is in there. All right, and it's, you know, it's sort of a oblong kind of strange looking shape thing. It's not a perfect circle cylinder kind of thing. You know, it's an organic kind of thing. So there's like little things going on. Okay, there's a little stem. Okay, now that we kind of know where that is, what that's going, right? Let's power in. We got my black and blue, and we got the foreground, and the background is overall a black that I see, so I'm going to mix that in, and I'm mixing that in, and see, now the black is now mixing in with the yellow ochre that I had. Let's put a little blue in there. I got my blue and black mixed up together in my palette, and sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's actually to your advantage to have a cleaner palette than I have, though I've been known to work kind of messy, but I like to work within my messes, and then as you know, that's a personal preference, but as you go through with it, you then fine-tune as you go along. So you start off with a mess, and then follow up. Also, what I like to do too is block things in, and that's what we're doing here. See, we're just blocking in. We're not worrying about the fine-tuning, are we? We talk about this each and every week, don't we? Blocking in, using a big brush, you know, throwing down the paint, using a rag, big brush. Keep it simple. Keep it simple at first, and then as time goes on, as you get into the feel, you can resort to a smaller brush and get into the fine tune factors, right? And that's where we always tend to choke when we paint. We tend to do that when we get into that fine tune part, where we get to little delicate little things. And so when we get to that part, that's when we want to have sort of a rhythm going, you know, and get kind of in the roll rhythm. Yeah, that's the right word. Get that feel, get the feel going, so that when you at that juncture in the painting, you are sort of ready. It's kind of tough to get really uptight and precision right at the very get-go. It's nice to kind of work yourself into it, huh? Okay, so there we go. Okay, now this is just a simple background, all right? Let's see. Okay. Now there's a shadow. We'll put that in. Let's put some red with some alizarin crimson red, alizarin crimson red. So I'm just kind of dabbling with my brush. I don't know. Hey, you got it. Great. Look at that. Alizarin crimson, alizarin crimson. Oh, because the red is not there anymore. Oh, there's the red. Okay. And let's go a little black. What the heck? Okay, see if that works. Now I know that it's over there. Now that's not, maybe that will work. Let's see. So I'm seeing that shadow there. It's not as strong as maybe it should be, but that's because this area here might want to be a little lighter. So we'll go into get some white in there and lighten the foreground, though that's probably too much. So I'll go back and get a little more black in there. All right. Okay, just hang in there. We're you know, keep trying. Now I made it too purple. Now, you know, we make mistakes sometimes, and that's okay. So what I'm going to probably do is, we like to work with the mistakes. Now what I did is I cleaned my brush. I could clean my brush in my brush cleaner there, but sometimes it's just quicker to use your rag and wipe your brush away real fast. You still got some red in there, but that's okay, because we're going to dip into our juice here and get some more black and bring back some more black in this area for the foreground, because we got too red there, right? And we're just powering it. We're wet on wet, okay? This is oil paint, and we work. The Let's Paint way is wet on wet for the most part, and if things start looking awful and not working, that's when you wipe things away and start over again. And then you have sort of a history to work from, and you know, well, that kind of didn't work. Okay, let's do the Bartlett Pear from Argentina. Again, I'm going to clean that brush. Now I have all these little brushes here, and I considered using the next smaller size brush, but again, we like to block in. We like to use a big brush as long as possible. That's a nice thing to keep in mind, and resort to the smaller brushes sort of later on. So I, again, clean all that black and whatever, mostly a dark brush bristles, and I cleaned it here. And probably I should go ahead here and brush it in here. Okay, the brush washer. Let's do it real quickly, see everybody, so you see how it works. You just swish it, swish it, swish it. We getting that? Look at that. Okay. Now our bristles, now our brush is a lot cleaner, so that when we go into our yellow, because we're going to go yellow, and there's a little bit of green. Let's go dark. I always like to go a little darker at first, and then we can come in with the lighter. So I'm going to go kind of an overall green. How about some yellow ochre maybe? Okay, there we go. Now again, this is a little darker, and I'm getting some paint on the foreground, and it's getting all over the place. That's okay. That's okay. We know that. You know, try not to, maybe not do it so much. Maybe it's a personal preference. Okay. And we're just suggestion. This is a suggestion of a pair. It's not, we don't have to feel that we have to be precision, particularly when we're blocking in. See, we've freed ourselves from this whole idea of precision and perfectionism when you know that we're just blocking in. Keep that simple thing in your mind. Blocking in. We're blocking in, so you don't have to worry about precision. You know, the precision, oh, it's not quite right. Well, don't worry about that. It's being quite right. There's always time for fixing it as you go along. Okay? So through my observations, I sort of see that it's sort of this oblong, weird shaped thing. Okay, and there, boom, 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 boom. And we got a thicker, kind of thicker over here. Okay, so this is a kind of a mid-size color, kind of the medium. What is it? It's not the lightest color that we're seeing on this pear, and it's not the darkest. What is it? The medium? Is that the right way to say it? I don't know. Okay. All right. So there it is. All right. Now, let's resort to a smaller brush. The next size down. It's probably a 1/2 inch brush, whereas this one was more of an inch. Okay. Let's go. Let's go. So I'm going to go more dark. Go darker. Blue, black, blue, black, and why not a little bit of alizarin crimson, just for the heck of it. Sometimes, you throw in a color just to have fun. You don't know if it's going to work or not. And see, now I'm seeing it's probably too much alizarin crimson. So I'm going to go back in here and get more of a black blue on my brush. Now, I didn't bother to clean the thing. Sometimes you have to clean. Sometimes you have to, clean the painting away because there was too much of the whatever color you didn't want. But a lot of times you can come back over it with a just more of another color. Okay, let's see. Now that white line is not working, but that's okay. We know we can come back. So what we're doing is we're squinting our eyes too, and we see how it's, that side of the pear is on the dark side. Okay, and then obviously the other side is on the light side. So let's go to an all yellow. I cleaned that brush. Primarily I cleaned it for a good amount. Let's clean it even more. Get rid of all the black that's in there. Now I've moved this rag enough times that I'm still able to use it, but at some point I'm going to have to get another rag. Okay, so that brush is pretty much cleaned. Let's get some primarily mostly yellow with some white. Okay, yellow, white, yellow, white. And let's see here. There's that. Huh? Okay. And it goes all the way down, I noticed. Okay. There's that label. We're going to get that label. I love labels, so I'm going to put that in there. Okay. And Now, this is not these strokes that I'm doing right now are not necessarily the final answer. This might not be the way that I'm going to be happy with, but I'm blocking in. Is the thing is that I keep saying to you, is as if you keep that simple thought, that we're blocking in, then you've freed yourself from the failure that inevitably comes when it comes to painting, or apparently it feels like it's coming. Oh, it's not working out. It's not working out. But if you free yourself with that feeling that you're going to fail, or it's not working out, or I need to be perfect all the time, like you give me 22 minutes and I'll be perfect all the time. You don't have to do that. No, you don't have to do that. Plus, no, everybody's different. We know that. Everybody's different. Is it time? Okay. I've been asked to go for that another tip of the day, so let's just go to another tip. Let's go to a tip. Brush to make small brush strokes. This big brush can actually do the same thing as this little brush. So obviously, here's the brush doing a large brush work, right? And this is a 1-inch brush. But now, if we put it on its side, you can make the same lines as you can with a small brush. Let me get a different color here for you. Let's get a little blue on there. And you just put it on its side. Obviously, you don't go down like that. That's not going to do any good. I mean, that's nice, but put it on its side, and with a little bit of pressure, don't press all the way down, lightly go down. You see that line? Look at that line. Just the same as using this brush. So that's something to keep in mind, is that you can do a lot of work with one brush. It saves you a lot of time not having to switch and getting another brush. Sometimes it's nice to do a lot of work with the same brush, and particularly a big brush. Why are we always showing that damn clip all the time? Are we going to get some more clips? Are we going to do some other ones? Because that's... Hi, everybody. Welcome back. You're watching Let's Paint TV. I'm your host, John Kilduff, and you just watched one of those painting tips for the 100th time. Okay, what can I say? It's cable access, okay? All right, so here we go. We're back to the pear painting. It's the Bartlett pear from Argentina. The fruit, comes from the south of America, from Chile and I guess Argentina. I always known it from coming from Chile, but Argentina's getting into the act, and this is a lovely Bartlett pear that I got at the Vaughn's down the street. Okay, so here we go. It's beautiful. It looks very delicious. In fact, I'm planning on eating it, but at first we must paint it. Okay? All right, so we're back to just kind of again looking for the different textures. You think that this is sort of a simple thing to paint, and it really is. That's what's so nice about painting a simple object as this is a pear, because it's literally just a circle, but imperfect circle with a little, thing coming out the one end, and so it's sort of like you can't really fail for the most part painting a pear. I mean, there's, but there's a lot of interesting stuff inside that pear, and that's where we're going to work on trying to get the texture of that pear, the feeling. Okay, now that brush that I'm putting on there, it could be still a little too small. I'm going to go back to my bigger brush, and get some stuff in there. And we got some music going on in the background. It's nice to have music. Okay. And now see, inside that shadow area, there's actually some light areas. So you see that as you go on. You're not necessarily going to see those kind of intricacies right from the beginning, and that's why it's good to block down, blocking in all the shapes with the different colors. That way, you're getting kind of, you're kind of like, I don't know, falling in love or something, Somehow, things start coming towards you, and when in your painting, you also see how the colors bounce off each other. That's namely what it is. Okay, it's not falling in love, oh, maybe it is. Okay, so how are we doing with this? It's pretty loose. So let's go in there. Let's go back in with that shadow. That shadow needs some more. Get rid of some of those little speckle things. All right. So we're going to fine tune the background. Go back. We're reworking the background, huh? Well, again, a nice purple here. Okay, let's go real dark on that shadow. Okay. See, now that's not getting dark enough, but okay, we're going to just have to go with it. Sometimes it's not working out, and you just have to go with it. You learn. Even if you make a mistake, you learn. Even if you make a crappy painting, you're going to learn. Okay, so that's okay. That's all right. Let's fix this background a little bit. Let's give it more life. Okay, now this, we could fine-tune this guy a little bit. You know what this needs to? Is there's like a little shadow here on the the pear has a little shadow too. I don't know what it is. A reflection. Uh-huh. All right. And it has a strong light there. Look, I even put some orange in there. See, I'm seeing orange now. Initially we just saw that as being a yellow-green thing. But now there's orange in here. I didn't see that at first. And you don't see these things until you move, you block things in, you put the colors in. We've talked about that. Okay. Okay, let's get the stem. The stem of all stems. Get some yellow ochre. All right. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. It's nice to have music in the background sometimes to get things going, kind of get into that movement. Yes, you need that sometimes. Not always. Sometimes you need to be introspective, but not always. Sometimes you need to get, something going, get going, Now, we've mentioned this before. We work this. We like to paint with this ball, not with our wrist, okay? Now, sometimes you do resort to doing just this without using your ballpoint, whatever this is. What do you call this? Pin joint? I don't know. Something. You guys, if you know what it is, write to me, john@letspainttv.com. It's a shoulder pin, shoulder socket. It's the socket, yeah. Let's go back to your head. What's that? What's going on? Okay, so anyway, so we're getting into the detail now, right? See, we blocked in, we played around, we saw certain things. Now, here he is. Here we are. And you see how that ball socket from my shoulder, right? Okay. I'm not like this. Oh! No. So when I do this line, now I'm willing to fail. I'm willing to fail. And that's the thing. But through practice makes perfect, right? All right. There. Now, that has a has a little shadow from the stem, okay? So we put the little shadow there from the stem. And there's another little shadow from the kind of the curvature from the pear itself. And we got a dark line underneath there. Let's just kind of put it there. See, already it's looking like a pear, huh? See, now I resorted to that small brush towards the end of this process. There's that shadow here. I'm seeing that shadow, and I don't know what to do with it. So what we're going to do is play around with that just a little bit. Okay? All right, that's fine. Got a few more minutes left, and we're going to be done with this baby, huh? Okay. Get more shadow in there. We're going to get that label in there. That's important, but I just see this shadow, sort of a kind of interesting thing, and we're kind of playing around with the shadow, kind of making it a subtle thing. We're not trying to make it so strong because it's, if you really squint your eyes, you don't see it. If you squint your eyes like that, right? When you squint your eyes, you see the negative and positive like from night and day, there's no gray areas. But now when you open your eyes like that, then you see this little shadow area there. So, but we want to keep that in a delicate kind of way. We just want to slightly show that it's there. We don't want to feel like, it's so overwhelming, because it really isn't in reality. But now, am I getting it right? I don't know. Now it's getting too dark. It's getting too much muddiness. So let's get some more fresh here. Sometimes just a little brush stroke here or there with the way you apply the brush is all you need sometimes. All right. Now we're getting close to the label. Okay. Now I'm going to do one of two things, but I think I'll scratch out the label. You see that rag? It's time to go. Goodbye, rag. That's it. Let's get a new rag. Fresh rag. I like cotton rags. Okay. Now, Ziploc finger guy, whatever his name is. Okay. Let's get the label in there, and it's just a little thing. It's literally just a little scratch. We can scratch that baby off, right? Okay. Now, with one of our little small brushes, we'll come in here. Okay. 3 minutes and counting, everybody. Okay. Now, the label is got a blue all overall, and then there's a white inside the label. So we're going to go blue first and come back in with the white lettering. So here's our blue label. And it's not, I'm kind of being aware that the label is sort of on a curve of this pear, so I'm not making just a perfect thing. You know, I'm aware of that being wrapped around on the curve of the pear. Did I say that already? All right, now, hey, that's some corny music. I like that. A couple more minutes left. Is he going to finish the painting or not? Okay, now he's going to the white. He's going to put the little label quickly on the white label. And now he's going to do what he told you not to do and put his hand on the easel and use his wrist for some real tight things. He said he wasn't supposed to do that. Hey, we break rules all the time. What the heck, you know? That's the one thing we learned, is that we can break the rules. Okay. So I'll give you the feeling that there's a label there. We're not going to say, it's not going to say Bartlett Pear from Argentina, even though that's what it really says. Okay, that's just a suggestion. It's a suggestion, eh? Oh, we're down to the last few minutes. Can you put the little freckles? 1 minute. 1 minute, everybody. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much for being here today. You want to be a guest on the show? You want to do a little show and tell? Contact me. You got any questions? Contact me. That's john@letspainttv.com. Thank you so much for allowing me in your living room tonight. We'll see you next week. I'm going to finish this painting.